but the great. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Those who are cooperating with me, thank you very much. Next goes to the procedures. In seventh class, we have paper making, stages of paper making, or water cycle. So the process of water cycle. So these all the process. So whatever the names, places, dates, events, persons, procedures, we must focus on that particular places, dates, events, persons, and also procedures. Next, let's go to the concept. ఇస్తామా సార్ మేము సార్ ధీరజ్ సార్ మేము ల్యాప్టాప్కి ఇచ్చాము కొంచెం మాకు దానికి కో హోస్ట్ ఇస్తే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాం సార్ కొన్ని చార్ట్స్ మోడల్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఓకే
ఆల్రెడీ
థ్యాంక్ యూ
ఇచ్చాను
సార్ ఓకే థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్
మేడం అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోరా
Okay, sir. Thank you, Dheeraj, sir. Shall I continue, sir?
కంటిన్యూ చేయండి
Okay. So let's next go to the concept. So concept we have to explain interesting way in the classroom. For example, easy to difficult method, or known to unknown method, or simple to complex method. For example, I'm taking one chart. Please chart. So by showing the charts, maps, models, so the simple models, we have to explain clearly in the classroom. Students will understand easily by showing these type of charts, colorful charts or simple models. So for example, here I had given about the rotation and also revolution of the earth. So children will understand by showing these diagrams like, so what is rotation? Earth rotating itself on its own axis. So we can show this axis also, it is connecting from North Pole to South Pole, and it's take a time for 1 day or 24 hours, or we can take exact time 23 hours, 56 minutes and 0.49 seconds. So these day and nights are caused by due to the rotation of the earth. Next, revolution of the earth. Revolution, the earth rounding itself at the same time it is revolving around the sun. So due to the revolution, we can seasons are caused due to the revolution. For one revolution, it takes 1 year or 365 days. So in the same way, if you explain clearly by showing these type of charts, the students will understand in the classroom very easily. So not only chart, live activities also we can implement in the class. Call the 3 students, number 1, number 2, number 3. So number 1 feels like a sun, number 2 feels like a earth, and number 3 feels like a moon. So number 2, let's round itself. Next, call that person to revolve around this first person, and call third person to revolve around the second person. So in the same way, we can explain the live activities also in the classroom. It may be attract to the students, and students will remember for a long time. Thank you. Next, one more concept. So let's see here. This is the phases of the moon. So while it is revolving around the earth, it has so many shapes. For example, observe here new moon, and again crescent moon, quarters moon, first quarters moon, next waning gibbous moon, full moon, warning gibbous moon, 3/4 moon, and waning crescent moon. So by showing these type of charts, so students will attract the classroom and they can understand the concept, and they are very interestingly, they listened in the classroom, whatever we are saying here. Okay. So in the same way, while it is, if the earth, sun and the moon is in the horizontal place, while it is coming in the same place, we can observe the eclipses like lunar eclipses and also solar eclipses. Here I had given the shape of the moon. I prepared with Oreo biscuits. I mean, it is low cost and no cost, like teaching aids. Okay, thank you. Next one, related ideas. So give them related ideas to the society, whatever they observe in their locality. So for example, 10th class lesson, people and migration. So due to COVID-19, due to the lockdown, I think they heard through the newspaper or through the multimedia about the migrant people, how they are facing so many problems due to the COVID-19 or lockdown. So we must ask them, let them express their views and ideas, whatever they heard through the newspaper or mobile. So after that, go to the topic like what is meant by migration, how many types of migration, what are the problems of migrant people, how the government is taking the causes to solve the problems of migrants people. So next one, generalization. The concept should be generalized. For example, concept also we go through the local to the central level. Local government to the central government. For example, 6th class government lesson and 7th class democratic government, 8th class also we have democratic government. Or if you take out the constitution, if you want to explain about the levels of government, stages of government, organs of government. So how can we explain? For example, I am taking local self-government to central government. So how we are explaining, how I am explaining in a classroom. First, ask the student. Most of the students came from the rural areas. They have their own ideas. Let them ask their views and ideas, how they solved their problems, and by whom they solve their problems in their locality. For example, how they consult the Sarpanch. Now we can see the Sachivalayam system also established in the rural areas as well as in the urban areas. So how they solve their problem by consulting the Sarpanch or Sachivalayam people, ask them. So they have some ideas, ma'am, I have solved this problem like street light problem, sanitation, underground drainage problem like this. I consulted my Sarpanch, I consulted like Sachivalayam officer. So I have solved my problems. So after that, start from local self-government, then go to the state government. After that, go to the central government. So children will understand and they are eagerly waiting to express their own ideas and also own knowledge, whatever they observed in their localities. Next one, theory. So last, go to the theoretical part. So then the students will understand the concept completely about whatever we are saying in the classroom. Next slide, sir. The scope of social studies. So it explains different activities here, different items. The study of human relations like family, community, society, community. So totally this all comes under the study of social studies. Next, study of nature like atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, interior of the earth, exterior of the earth, types of forest. This all comes under the study of nature. Study of relations and internationalism, the relation between one state to another state or from our country to the foreign countries. For example, India and the relations with the Russian country, India relations with the China country. And next one, to concern face the current situations in the society. Now there is a conflict between China and also India, and or the problems due to COVID-19. So everything we have to explain in our social study. Studied about the past events. So a person without knowledge of their past, it is like a tree without roots. The person who knows about their past, so they have better prepare for their futures. It's my feeling. So next one, public administration. So those who have the social knowledge and the social awareness, it's my feeling. So they will become a good citizens of India. They'll become a good administrator. They'll become a good people's representatives like MPs, MLAs, So whatever they are, so they'll become a good citizens and they will serve for the country. Thank you, sir. So map pointing and mapping skills, it is very helpful to the social teacher. Maps have a lot of information while we are entering into the classroom. It's my humble request to the all teachers. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Koteshwarama ma'am, thank you, ma'am. So it's my humble request to all the social teachers, don't enter into the classroom with empty hands. So enter into the classroom along with the map or chart or simple model. So then students are eagerly waiting for the social teacher. So map pointing and also mapping skills. So there is a slight difference between. So there is a, okay, sir, thank you, sir. So map pointing and mapping skill, it is a slight difference between the map pointing and the mapping skill. For example, I'm explaining in 10th class first lesson, Indian relief features. How many Indian relief features? Can I have the answer in the chat box, please? How many Indian relief features? Radna sir, thank you, sir. Thank you, Jyoti ma'am. 6. Sumati ma'am, thanks ma'am. Reshma ma'am, thank you ma'am. So 6 Indian relief features. Mani ma'am, thanks ma'am. Narsama ma'am, thank you ma'am. So we have 6 Indian relief features. So before going to explain these 6 Indian relief features, first we can use the political map. So for explaining the location, boundaries, the total area of India, the length from north to south, east to west, and we can explain by using the political map. After that, we are going through the physical map. So through the physical map, we have to explain in the classroom like Himalayan region, northern plains, Great Desert, Deccan Plateau, coastal plain, island groups easily. So it is very helpful to the social teacher. Map pointing, we can use the map. Definitely, we can use the maps for each and every concept, especially in the geographical part. So after completing this map pointing, or mapping skill. So what is the slight difference here? Map pointing and mapping skill. Now I explained about the mapping skill. Mapping skill means now I show you one map. So I'm asking you question. So students will observe this map and they'll use the answers. So this is called mapping skill. Map pointing. So outline map of India. So after completing this lesson, it is better to draw the outline map of India on the board. Of course, outline maps are also available in our schools. So take out that map, Kodeshwara, thank you, ma'am. So take out that map, call one by one. So call the students one by one, let them find out the places on the outline map of India. And then congrats them by very good luck, excellent children. So congrats them. So the children have interestingly, they listen where the boy is find out the place, where this boy is find out the place, madam is appreciating. So I want to take the appreciation from the madam. So I want to find out. So in the same way, we have to explain interesting way the map pointing in our classroom. Next, sir. So audio visual aids, it is very attracting to the children. Audio visual aids are instructional devices which are used to communicate message for effectively through the sound and also visuals. Audio visual aids helps in stimulating the sensory organs like eyes and also ears and facilitate the quick comprehension of the message by the students. So it is attract to the students like blackboard, panel graph, models, specimens, posters, film strip, slides, ebidoscope and overhead projectors. This all will attract the student and it is also help the teacher to explain the concept very easily. Next slide, sir. I think I'm little bit fast because due to time. So time is very less, no? So I'm little bit fast here. So mock parliament or election process. So it is very helpful to the student for a safe and successful experiences. By conducting the mock parliament, students will acquire a working knowledge of the political system. This will include the gaining and also understanding of the nation's political institutions, culture, and ideology. By conducting these mock parliament, the children improve their subject. The children improve their subject, whatever related to our social studies, as well as they improve their communication skills and also language skills by conducting this mock parliament. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Narasimhulu, sir. Thank you, sir. So next slide, sir, please, sir. So it is the puzzle. It is the time of activity now for teachers also. Please cooperate with me. So puzzles improve the students' memory, and we can call each and every student to fill up this puzzle in the classroom. So prepare chart, or we can draw this puzzle on the board also. We can call one by one. Let them fill up the states and capitals in the classroom. Now I'm asking the teachers, please type the answers in chart box. First across capitals, then go to the downwards capitals. So first across capitals. Himachal Pradesh. So, Himachal Pradesh. Capital of Jammu and Kashmir. So actually Jammu now it is divided into, thank you ma'am, Agna ma'am, thank you ma'am. So Jammu and Kashmir now it is divided into 2 union territories, Jammu and Ladakh. So sometimes we must observe the current situation also. According to current situation, we have to explain to the student. So now Jammu Kashmir summer capital. So before divide the union territories, it has 2 capitals like summer capital 1 and winter capital, Srinagar and Jammu. Yes ma'am, Srinagar is the summer capital, Jammu is the winter capital. Next, capital of Mizoram, Aizawl.
Correct.
Yes, science sir. Thank you sir. Bhargavi ma'am, Agna ma'am, Bishama ma'am, thank you ma'am. Thank you Venkatesh sir. Next, the capital of Punjab and Haryana, Chandigarh. Thank you sir. Vemal Dutti. Next, Krishna Vena ma'am, thank you ma'am. Padma ma'am, thank you ma'am. Jyoti ma'am, thank you ma'am. Next one. Last. The capital of Goa. Reshma ma'am, thank you ma'am. Panaji. Maths teacher. Padma ma'am, thank you ma'am. Bhargavi ma'am, thank you ma'am. Sarita ma'am, thank you ma'am. Jansi Lakshmi ma'am, thank you ma'am. Goa, Panaji. Next, go to the downwards capital, like capital of Meghalaya. The capital of Meghalaya. Shillong. Next, Nagaland. Kohima. Chhattisgarh. Kohima. Chhattisgarh. Raipur. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks to all. Next, Tripura. Capital of Tripura. Capital of Tripura. Agartala. Reshma, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sumati, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ushasri, ma'am. Bhagavi, ma'am. Kumari, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Next, Manipur. Manipur. Next, Arunachal Pradesh. Last. Arunachal Pradesh. Last. Uttarakhand. Last one. Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh. Next, Uttarakhand. Ranchi. Okay. Dehradun. So anyway, thank you, ma'am. Thanks to all the participants, those who are cooperative with me. So next one, sir. Next slide, sir. Dheeraj, sir. So this is the politics. Thank you, ma'am. Dehradun. So what is politics? So we can use the politics is the activity through which the people makes, preserve, and amend the general rules under which they live. So nowadays it is very important to get the political awareness and political knowledge. So as a social teacher, we have to explain easy method in the classroom by preparing these administrative charts or role plays, mock parliament. These are all helpful to the learning of politics. For example, let's see here. So here I have given one administrative charts: union government, state government, local self-government, again divided into municipalities in the urban areas, panchayats in the rural areas, next municipal corporation, municipalities, and Nagara Panchayat, village panchayats. So So in this way, we have to explain the political science very easily and interestingly in the classroom. Next, sir. So these are the mnemonics. So how many colors here? Can I have the answer in the chat box? How many colors here? 7. Jyoti ma'am, thank you ma'am. Kumari ma'am, thank you ma'am. Sumati ma'am, thank you ma'am. Vidyavati ma'am, thank you ma'am. Okay, so where do we find out these colors? Where do we find out these colors? Rainbow. Thank you, ma'am. Rainbow. So rainbow contains 7 colors like violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Not only for colors, we can prepare different related to the different concept like mnemonics. Next, let's see here. My very educated mother just served us noodles. So it is mnemonic totally related to the planets in the solar system. By observing this mnemonic, we can understand the position of the planets in the solar system like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and also Neptune. Now I am asking you a question. Which is the nearest planet to the sun? Can I have the answers here? Which is the nearest planet to the sun? Mercury. Jyoti ma'am, thank you ma'am. So next one. Which is the farthest planet from the sun? Which is the farthest planet from the sun? Which is the farthest planet from the sun? Neptune. Okay. So next to inner planets, outer planets, asteroid belt, so next to satellites, easily we can explain by using these mnemonics. Next slide, sir. Mind mapping. So it is very helpful to the students and also as well as to the teachers. Mind mapping helps the students to note down the most important points and subtopics also, whatever related to the concept, and word associations also helpful to the students to find out the important points and to find out the very important points in this particular concepts. Yes. So here I had given freedom. So these remaining those, so whatever the words are surrounding of this freedom, individual liberty, social liberty, moral responsibility, rights, free will, positive liberty. So these all the words related to the freedom. Or you can prepare like Indian National Freedom Movement. So you prepare surrounding like non-cooperation movement, Quit India movement, civil disobedience movement. So in this way, we can prepare some mind mapping. So each and every lesson, we can prepare the mind mapping. Children will understand very easily. Next one, word associations like investment here, like options, real estate, deposit, bonds, funds, precious metals, currency. So these word associations also helpful to the students to remember the subtopic as well as important points in the concepts. Next. So models and charts. Models can be used to introduce the specific content. A model can introduce the students to important terms as well as provide the environment to explore the relevant process. Working models, especially working models, can be used sometimes, and also we can use sometimes charts also in the classroom. So these are the working models, and we can exhibit at the time of science fairs or change the name like science fair and social fair. Science fair and social fair. Then we have to introduce these type of working models or charts. Remaining slides I'll explain. Next, sir. Here I am asking you questions to all. What do you call the collection of coins? What do you call the collection of coins? Philately. Stamps. Numismatics. Thank you, ma'am. Numismatics. So numismatic is the collection of coins and also collection of currency. So what is the use of these numismatics? It enhance the knowledge of history, geography, and politics. It helps the students to gain and strengthen the organizational skills and providing the opportunities for socializing. And even here we have collected some coins. So where is 10 paisa? 10 paisa. So let's see here. So this is the old coin. Even students also collected number of coins. So in the same way, by showing this currency, when it was printed, who printed, and we can explain. For example, Yajnasri Shatakanni, he printed one coin with a ship, with the symbol of ship. So what do you understand by observing that coin? So Yajnasri Shatakanni, at the time of Yajnasri Shatakanni, he had a business relation with the other countries. I mean, through the oceans and seas, they are exporting and importing the items. So in the same way, students will understand the historical knowledge, political knowledge, and also social knowledge. Next, sir. So what do you call the collection of stamps? Teachers, please. What do you call the collection of stamps? Philately. Rajni ma'am, thank you ma'am. Jyoti ma'am, thank you ma'am. Philately. Shamla ma'am, thank you ma'am. Bhargavi ma'am, thank you ma'am. Sarita ma'am, thank you ma'am. So philately. So by collecting these stamps, it explains those stamps revenue systems and socio and economic conditions also we can understand. Thank you, sir. Ratna Sudhakar, sir. Thank you, sir. Raju, sir. Thank you, sir. Philately. So by observing these stamps, children understand the socio economic conditions in that particular period. So next, sir. So timeline chart. Teachers, I'm asking you one question. What do you observe by showing this timeline chart? What do you understand by showing this, by observing this chart, this timeline chart? Can I have the answers in the chart box? Chronological order. Egna ma'am, thank you ma'am. Really, I'm feeling so happy ma'am. All the teachers are cooperating with me. Thank you ma'am. Freedom movement, Bhargavi ma'am, thank you ma'am. So this is the timeline chart. It explains the historical events. So whatever the incidents happened from 1885 to 1947. So by observing these timeline charts, children understand very easily what was happened in 1885, what was happened in the 1905 and 1906 National Freedom Movement. Koteshwara ma'am, thank you ma'am. Surat section, home rule movement, Rowlatt Act, Jallianwala Bagh Massacre, and Khilafat movement. So we can understand by observing this type of timeline chart. So we have to prepare this timeline chart for each and every lesson, especially for historical concepts. So first one, for example, come on, observe this map. First question, by observing this map, you can chart in the box. So what was the importance of 1885 and who was the founder of Indian National Congress? Can I have the answer here? How I'm asking the questions in the classroom? So in the same way I'm asking you, please cooperate with me. Indian National Congress. A.O. Hume. Yeah, A.O. Hume, Alan Octavius Hume. He was the founder of Jyoti ma'am. Thank you ma'am. Murthy sir. Thank you very much sir. Thank you. Lakshmi ma'am. Thank you ma'am. Jansi ma'am. Thank you ma'am. Rajni ma'am. Thank you very much ma'am. So in the same way, we can explain easily whatever happened from in the 1885, 1905 like this ma'am. So next here I had given one more flow chart. So flow chart mostly we use for emperors. For example, Mughal emperors, next Mauryan emperors. Mauryan emperors, we know Chandragupta Maurya, Ashoka. So like this. So here, Babur, Humayun, Ashoka, Jahangir, yes, dynasties. So Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb. So this is the flow chart. While we are observing this flow chart, so the students also will understand Babur after who came to the ruled, next Humayun after who came to the dynasty, Jahangir after who came to the dynasty. So children understand very easily by observing these flow charts. For example, I am asking you a question. Who was the grandfather of Akbar? Who was the grandfather of Akbar? Can I have the answers here? Who was the grandfather of Akbar? Babur. Bishama ma'am, thank you ma'am. Jerry ma'am, thank you ma'am. Lakshmi sir, thank you sir. Jansi ma'am, thank you ma'am. Suguna ma'am, thank you ma'am. So in the same way, we have to explain who was the grandfather, who was the greatest emperor. Shah Jahan period, especially his period was known as golden age of Mughal arts and architecture because he constructed world famous constructions like Taj Mahal. So here we can use one more mnemonic, Baksha. Baksha. Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb. While we are explaining this flow chart, again one more activity also we can do in our classrooms, like a live activity. So name some students like you are Babur, you are Humayun, you are Akbar, you are Jahangir, you are Shah Jahan, and you are Aurangzeb. Call one by one students on the stage. Let them express about the you feel you are the Babur. So how can so what was happened in the past in your situation? So in the same way, like a role play. So in the same way, you have to explain clearly in the classroom. Thank you, ma'am. Jansi ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So next one, sir. So important days. So every month. So every month as a social teacher, it is our responsibility to explain the importance of that particular days. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Rajendra, sir. Thank you, sir. So next, see here, important days. So for example, now this month you have to take a November, have taken November 2019, so no problem. So November 11th, recently November 11th, we celebrated National Education Day of India. Why we celebrated National Education Day of India? What was the importance of November 11th? Can I have the answer in the chat box? November 11th, National Education Day of India. Yes, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad birthday. Yes, he was the first educational minister. So November 11th, we are celebrating. Thank you very much, ma'am. National Education Day of India. Next, tomorrow, November 14th. So what is the importance of November 14th? I mean, children are asking in the classroom by observing this chart. So what I am saying you, we must prepare the chart every month, paste this chart or exhibit this chart on the bulletin board. So daily the students are observing the chart, November 1, November 8, November 11. So then they will ask the teacher in the classroom, ma'am, today is educational day. What is the importance of educational day? We have to explain. As a social teacher, it is our responsibility to explain the information. Yes, Nehru birthday. Thank you, ma'am. Jawaharlal Nehru birthday, Children's Day. Thank you, ma'am. So next one. So next slide, sir. So family chart or family tree. So I'm asking you one question. Children, for example, students, what is your father name? So they'll tell. What is your grandfather name? Okay. So what is your forefather? I mean, four grandfather name? They don't know. సో అలాగా వాళ్ళ వంశం గురించి ఖచ్చితంగా తెలిసి ఉండాలి. ఓల్డెన్ డేస్ లో మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తారంటే వాళ్ళ ఇంట్లోకి వెళ్తే కంటిన్యూస్ గా ఫొటోస్ కనిపిస్తాయి మనకి. ఎస్, ఫ్యామిలీ చార్ట్. లెట్ దెమ్ ప్రిపేర్ దేర్ ఫ్యామిలీ చార్ట్ ఆల్సో. లెట్ దెమ్ నో దేర్ ఫ్యామిలీ ఆల్సో. So how they struggled a lot. For example, they came from the poor family, how they struggled a lot. So they will inspire. So whatever their forefathers struggled, so I have to improve myself. I have to do, I want to get good position in the future. So yes, in the same way, let them give one project work for the students. Okay, next set. So it is the new words and vocabulary part. Now I request TGT English teacher. So how to explain this vocabulary or new words to the students. Netherlands.
So now in this slide, we will discuss new words. So new words inherently it means the concept of developing vocabulary. So personally, what I believe is the responsibility of teacher is to improve language. So don't just think that improving language is the responsibility of only language teachers. No. If you say yes, I say no. Because language learning happens in every subject classroom. It does not happen only in English classroom. So from this, I want to highlight, I want to emphasize on vocabulary development. So here in this slide, we have constitution. The first word is constitution. It is completely related to social studies subject. So as a social teacher, when you read out a paragraph, especially in civics part, when you read a paragraph, if you come across this particular word, children may not understand the meaning of constitution, the meaning of constitution. Or children may not understand the meaning of constitution. Okay. So after reading the paragraph, you just ask children to underline some difficult words or to identify some words which are not known to them. So as a social teacher also, you have to explain the meaning. At the same time, you have to give the correct pronunciation of the word. Moreover, even as a social teacher, we have to give the complete idea of the word, what type of word it is. So in part of speech, we have 8 like noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, conjunction, interjection, everything, not only meaning and not only pronunciation, but also even what type of word it is, whether it is a noun or pronoun or verb or adverb. So the complete idea of the word, even the social teacher also must give. So this is what I feel. So here, as a social teacher, what is the meaning you give for this word constitution? What is the meaning of constitution? You can give me the meaning of this word in chat box. What is the meaning of constitution? Anybody? Any one of you can give me the meaning of constitution? Generally, what is the meaning that you give? Law, act. Okay. Okay, see, in general sense, constitution means the structure. But since you are a social teacher and since you are teaching the civics part, political science part, so we confine the meaning of constitution in some terms. For example, the constitution means, as a social teacher, you give like this. The constitution means the system of laws, basic principles that the state government is governed by. Okay, next we have monarchy, monarchy. How do you pronounce this word generally? Not monarchy. We have to pronounce this word as monarchy. Monarchy. So monarchy. What is the meaning of monarchy? Monarchy. Okay. So monarchy means a system of government by a king or queen. So we give the meaning of monarchy like this. Okay. In this slides, whatever words are shown here on the display, all these words are completely related to social studies. So you list out some difficult words while teaching social studies, and we have to, as a social teacher also, it is your responsibility to give the meanings of all difficult words like this. Next word we have on that slide, despot. Despot. No. The same slide, sir. Yeah, despot. So what is the meaning of despot? It's not a despot. So it is a noun. It's not adjective. It is a noun. So despot means a ruler with great power, especially in a cruel way. For example, if you go back to history, if you go back to the history of Alexander or Hitler, they ruled countries in such a way that people feel very frustrated with the ruler. So that means the ruler treated the public in cruel way. So the kind of man is called despot. Okay, next, paranoia. Next word is paranoia. So as a teacher, sometimes we feel difficulty in pronouncing the word correctly. So as a teacher, if you pronounce the word correctly, okay, even the children also will pronounce in the same way. So as a teacher, first of all, we have to give them correct pronunciation, and we have to give the right meaning of the word, and we have to tell them even what type of word it is, whether it is noun or adjective or verb. Okay, so here paranoia. Paranoia is a noun. Paranoia means the suspicion of other person. For example, if I have a doubt on my colleague that he or she may cause harm or problem, danger to me, that is paranoia. Okay, so that is the meaning of paranoia. Next, treachery. What is the meaning of treachery? As a social teacher, what is the meaning that you give to the children? Treachery. Treachery means disloyalty to somebody. Treachery means disloyalty to somebody. Okay, next, king. So king, what is the meaning you give as a social teacher? See, sometimes we have to give, as a teacher, it is our responsibility to give the meaning of simple words also. Okay, in the classroom, because we are teaching in residential schools, and to residential schools, personally what I feel is, to residential schools, children come from rural areas. Okay, so sometimes we can't expect all the children to know the meaning of king also, even because they come from Telugu medium. So it is our responsibility as a teacher, as a social teacher, to give the meaning of king also, even simple word also, simple word meaning also, like king. Okay, king means a ruler. King means a male ruler of an independent country. Okay, next, power. Next word is power. 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 So generally, even being teachers, we tend to pronounce this word as power. Power sound. Okay. So, but here, power, we should not pronounce it as power. Power. R is silent letter here. In this word, R is silent letter. So we have to pronounce it as only power. So power means the ability to control. The ability to control. Next word we have agrarian. Agrarian. It is connected with farming or agriculture. Okay. Next, Rome. PhD biology technically. Okay. Secondly, madam, thank you, madam. You gave me the correct meaning of agrarian. Next, Rome. Okay, Rome. It's a place of. It's a name of place in Italy. Okay. Next, divine. We have divine. Divine means it is an adjective. It's not noun. It is adjective, and its meaning is it is connecting to God. Divine meaning is connecting to God. Okay. Next, republic. Republic is a noun. Republic. So what is the meaning of republic? A country that is governed by a president. For example, our country is a republic country. Okay, because our country is ruled by governed by president. Okay, or representative of people. Next, civil war. So what is civil war? It is closely related to social subject. Civil war. So civil war, generally, what is the meaning or what is the idea you give about civil war as a social teacher? May I have some response from you all about civil war? What is civil war? How do you explain about civil war? So the moment when you see civil war word, so what is the idea? What is the explanation you give to children in the classroom? Civil war means internal war. Okay. Bisama ma'am. Okay. Bisama. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So civil war means the war that is between two groups of the same country. For example, if you go to history, in the years 1861 to 65, there was a war between northern states and southern states of USA. So that war was known as civil war. Okay, next, assassination. It's a noun. So the act of murdering somebody. Okay, even our Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated by Godse. Okay, so not just killing. Its meaning is a little different. Okay, assassination means the act of murdering somebody, especially ruler, murdering ruler. Next, strife. What is the meaning of strife? Strife is a noun here. Strife is a noun. So it means disagreement or conflict. Next, treason. Treason. Treason, not treason. Treason. So don't confuse, don't become confused with one more word, treasure. Okay, here treason. Treason means, what is the meaning of treason? Treason means the act of causing problem or danger to his or her own country. That act is called treason. Next, dictator. Dictator means it is also a noun. It means a ruler who has complete power over the country. Okay, and he rules his own country in his own way. Okay, he never listens to the public. So he is known as dictator. Next, trade. This particular word comes in a economics part. So trade, its synonym is commerce, business. Right? It comes in the economics part. Next, thank you, Janice madam. Next, industry. Industry means factory. Let us say factory. Next word, army. ARMY. So we should not pronounce this word as army. We have to pronounce it as army. Here R is silent letter. Army. Army means it is a noun. Army means a group of soldiers. A group of soldiers. Okay, George ma'am, thank you. So in next word, imperial. Imperial means it is an adjective, and it means it is closely connected with the empire. So in UK we have so many imperial families. Elizabeth family, her family is a imperial family. Okay, in that way we can see once again I try to emphasize my point here that the language learning happens in every subject classroom. So don't just think that the improving of language among children is the responsibility of only language teachers. It is the responsibility of every subject teacher. So please, wherever you come across some difficult words, or wherever children come across some difficult words, you ask them some difficult words, immediately then and there you give them meanings. So as an, okay, so every teacher must take the responsibility of improving language skills. So as English teacher, I am connected here with the social subject. And one more part I have, next slide, sir. Role play. So here, what is role play? Role play means the change of one's behavior into somebody's behavior. Or role play means giving one work or assigning some work into others' work. For example, here, as a social teacher, when you discuss history part, you tend to teach about many kings, about many queens, about many rulers. Especially in India, when you tend to teach the importance of Ashoka, okay, you try to tell them that Ashoka did many welfare schemes to the public. Okay, Ashoka planted trees beside the roads. Okay, he did many welfare schemes, number of welfare schemes. Okay, so when you want to highlight the importance of Ashoka, just assign the role of Ashoka to any student or any child. Okay, and tell the student, okay, to be in the place of Ashoka and to express his feelings or to express his plans, what he would do again in the future if he is Ashoka. Okay, so as Ashoka, he can enact. Okay, he can express his ideas, his future plans again. Okay, so we have to assign the role of Ashoka to any student, and we have to ask the child to speak out his future plans, his ideas. Next, that is about history part. And when you come to geography part, as a social teacher, you teach very frequently about the importance of environment. At the same time, you teach them about deforestation concept. Okay. So nowadays, people or the public is people are encroaching into the forest for cultivating the lands. Okay. And see, when they encroach the forest area, they tend to cut the trees. See, trees are also human beings. If they are cut, how do they feel? Okay, we know the suffering of trees. So we have to inform the child. If you are cut down by any other person, how do you feel? Express your feelings. So here we have to give the role of even trees also. Okay, to speak out or to express the tree feelings. So we have to assign the role of trees to any child. Okay, so any student can step into the shoes of trees and he speak out or he expresses his feelings, his suffering to the public. Okay, so here with the help of role play, as a social teacher, what you can do is you can give the clarity about the subject matter, and secondly, you can try to improve the language skills of a child. Okay, you can whatever topic you are teaching, you can give complete idea, overall idea about the particular topic, the particular problem to the child. Okay, so when children step into the thing that is suffering, definitely they will understand. So here I would like to highlight two more words here: sympathy and empathy. Okay, so when somebody is suffering, we feel sorrow for them. Sorry for them. Okay, so that is called sympathy. What is empathy? Understanding the thoughts, understanding the suffering of the other person. That is empathy. So sympathy is completely different from empathy. Okay, so here we have to make the children to have empathy over the trees, over the problem. That means they have to live with a real problem. That is called here empathy. Okay, next, when they as a social teacher, when you teach civics part, political science part, you teach children about leaders, about political leaders like PM, CM, the President of India. Okay, and nowadays PM is doing a great job for the country, for the whole country. The President is doing a great job for the whole country. At the same time, for our state, Jagan Mohan Reddy is doing, our honorable CM is doing a great job. Okay, so when you teach about minister responsibilities, when you teach about prime minister responsibilities, when you teach about the duties of the president also, you can give them the role of president or PM or CM. So if you give the role of CM to any child, that particular child will take the role of CM and he will express his plans. He will express what he would do for the society, for the benefit of society. So here we have to give them such roles. Here that is called a role play. Next, economics part. When we teach economics part, what happens? As a social teacher, you try to teach the value of money. So if you want to teach the value of money to the children in the class, what you can do is just give the role of father. So generally, in every families, everybody families, father is head. So as a head, he takes the whole responsibility financially, socially, in every way, in every aspect. Okay. So you give them father responsibility. You give any child the father role, and the father, as a father, what he can do is he has some limited budget. With limited budget, how can he plan? How can he manage the whole family for entire 1 month? So by taking as a head of family, we can make the child to feel that he is the finance minister of his own family or her own family. Okay, so with limited budget, how can he manage his own family with for 1 year? Okay, so in this way we have to give them then and there, wherever it is necessary, we have to give them role play teaching technique. So with the help of role play teaching technique, we can teach them better. We can teach them to have better understanding. So I hope as a social teacher, you all follow this role play technique. Thank you all.
So next slide. So next one, current affairs. So how can we get the knowledge on the current affairs? So how can we get the knowledge on current affairs? Especially by reading newspaper, phone, daily hertz. Now we are observing daily hertz, net through the Google. So we listened and we heard the news, whatever going on in the present society today or tomorrow, whatever it may be. So next, I'm asking you some questions. So it is our responsibility as a social teacher. We must give the awareness of current affairs to the students. Next, I'm asking you questions, teachers. Please cooperate with me. Who is the president elect recently conducted by the USA? Recently, USA conducted the elections. Who was the president? Joe Biden. Jyoti ma'am, thank you ma'am. Joe Biden. Shakila ma'am, thank you ma'am. Shamala ma'am, thank you ma'am. So Joe Biden was recently elected. Next, he belongs to the Democratic Party. Next, with whose collaboration ICMR developing the Covaxin for COVID-19? With whose collaboration ICMR developing the Covaxin for COVID-19? For COVID-19. Okay, so Bharat Biotech. So answer is Bharat Biotech. Next, one more here. Yes, sir. Dr. Reddy's. Next, what was the program or a policy recently launched by our Honorable Chief Minister to distribute the kit of textbooks, uniform, school bags? We are also participated in that program. What was that program? JVK. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Jagananna Vidya Kanuka. So in the same way, not only the concept, not only the topics, whatever related to our subject. So even current affairs also, we must give the knowledge. So let them read the newspaper daily in the assembly. So I observed in our schools, daily they are reading the newspaper in the assembly. So next, not only in the assembly, even in the classroom also, spend at least 4 or 5 minutes to explain the current affairs, to give the knowledge, whatever happened outside of the school. Okay, next, sir. So it is the time of teachers also. All of you must, I think it's my request, all of you must participate here. Whatever you know the abbreviations here, come and type the answers in chat box. Whatever you know the abbreviations. Please cooperate with me. Automated teller mission. Yes. Automated teller mission is automated teller mission. So not only ATM, remaining, whatever you know. So we have number of abbreviations in each and every topic. Daily we are observing. So ATM, so IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climatic Changes. So next to UNO organs, so League of Nations, NATO, CETO, these type of abbreviations daily we are observing in our topics, in our lessons. So daily, no, don't speak, don't teach them at a time for 10, 15 abbreviations. So give them one abbreviation, let them write on the board, daily one abbreviation. So for example, ATM. So I'm telling you these abbreviations, ATM, Automated Teller Mission. Smile, Sweet Memories on Lips Expression. SIM card, Subscriber Identity Module. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Next, chess, chariot, horse, elephant, soldiers. Google, Global Organization of Oriental Group Language of Earth. Yes. IMF, International Monetary Fund. UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Computer, it is need now. Actually, in the economic, we have 3 types of goods: needs, comforts, luxuries. So in previous, in past, computer was a comfort. So it was a comfort. Now it is a need, especially for online classes. It is very need for all the teachers. So computer. So what is the abbreviation of computer? Common Oriented Mission particularly united and use the technical educational research. Next, UNICEF, United Nations Children's Emergency Fund. Phone, personal handset over network equipment. IMF, International Monetary Fund. UNO, United Nations Organization. SBI, State Bank of India. Date, day and time evaluation. News, we know that news, north, east, west, and south. Cold, chronic obstructive lungs disease. SMS, short messaging services. T, taste and energy admitted. COVID-19, coronal viral disease. Pen, power enriched nib. YONO, you only need one. APSRTC, Andhra Pradesh State Road Transport Corporation. So not only this one, so we have number of abbreviations in each and every lesson. Give them one abbreviation, let them write on the board. So then 30 days, they'll learn 30 abbreviations. Or we have to speak out in the classroom one abbreviation from our side. Or ask the students, let them speak out one abbreviation each and every day. So 30 days, we take out 30 abbreviations. So easily they can learn the abbreviations. Next, sir. Next slide, sir. So social studies is the combined study of social sciences and humanity to promote the civic competences. It is the branches of geography, political science, economics, law, religion, sociology, anthropology, archaeology, philosophy, mathematics, and natural sciences. Especially, next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. So branches and types of social studies like history, sociology, geography, geology, politics, law, government, archaeology, anthropology, linguistic, internationalism, international relations, and psychology. These all the branches in our social studies. Next slide, sir. Next, sir. So geography. So it is derived from the Greek word. Geography is derived from the Greek word geographia. What is the meaning of geographia? It explains totally Earth. So deals with the cultural, physical factors and shape of the economic, social, political, and environmental patterns of diverse regions of the people. So as a discipline, yes, it is the study of Earth. We can say in simple sentence, it is the study of Earth. Jyoti ma'am, thank you, ma'am. So these divided into two field, human geography and also physical geography. Human geography is the branch of geography. It deals with the humans and their communities, culture, economics, and interaction and with the environment also. Next, physical geography. Physical geography related to the science. Especially it explains about the atmosphere, biosphere, types of forest, vegetation. So it explains about the physical geography. Now, I request science teacher to continue this section.
Good evening again. As a team, we are dealing
Next slide.
with a class. Class is a unit.
Next slide.
Class is a unit. So next slide, please. We know that there is correlation between all the subjects. One subject depends on the other. Okay. They may be linguists or scholastic subjects, whatever it may be. All the subjects are interlinked, interconnected, or interdisciplinary. So for the better understanding of the child, we should know what are the topics related to our subject in other subjects also, so that we can coordinate. The team of teachers should coordinate with one another, so that we can develop understanding level in the child. So here there are so many topics which are connected to the science as well as social. Some of them Madam already explained. So for example, in the working on solar system and all, solar system is related to science as well as social. Similarly, atmospheric gases related to science and social. So many such topics are, for example, history. In class 10, discovery of photosynthesis process. Okay, it is not the work of one scientist. So since 400 years, the process is going on. So understanding the process of photosynthesis, it is step by step. First, one scientist discovered something. Based on the knowledge gained, some other scientist worked on that knowledge. So likewise, this is increasing. So some processes, discovery of some processes are not the work of one scientist. So likewise, similarly in civics, if one scientist have to develop ethics, ethical value. Okay, for example, so many nations have taken a decision against human cloning. Human cloning or human-like organ cloning is banned. Okay, so it is one ethical value. So such ethical values and all can be learned from civics. Similarly, economics, for research and all, from where we are getting money. What is the output? Okay, so likewise, how can we become self-sufficient for this research work? For example, SHAR. SHAR is now becoming self-reliance. Okay, it is very depending, maybe depending on the Indian government, but now it is anthrax. It have developed anthrax, so which is it is proceeding towards the self-sufficiency. Likewise, so we should understand and we should develop such things. So all the subjects are interdependent. So next slide, please. So here I would like to explain a small topic. How can we, this is common topic for both science and social. So I am keeping in 8th class student in my mind, and I am proceeding question answer method. Okay, so first after I am entering into the class, I will ask this question because question develops curiosity in the mind of the child. So I will ask, do any of you know about solar system? Yes, they may tell what is solar system. They may define the sun and all the planets revolving around the sun are called a solar system. So do you name the planets? What is the name of our planet, home planet? Okay, where are we living? On the earth or in the earth? Okay, they may tell on the earth. Then what is inside the earth? Okay, so then they may tell, then we will show this chart or we model. We'll show this model or chart. If we take a cross section, okay, we can see these things in the earth. Now I will ask one child, come on, get up, and what do you see in this picture? So he will tell the parts, name of the parts. Okay, I will ask another child, are they arranged in layer by layer or haphazardly? They will tell layer by layer. Now I will ask, how many layers are there? So they may tell 3 or 4, both are correct, 3 or 4. And I will tell them, so now can anyone describe the interior of the earth by collecting all these points? Okay, if we take the cross section, okay, we have to develop answer from the children by putting simple questions. First ask simple questions, and after finishing this, okay, all together, combining all these points together, they will describe the structure of it. So likewise, we can explain. Similarly, so next slide, please. Next slide, please. This is gases, atmospheric gases, layers of atmosphere. Similarly, the gases present in the atmosphere. So in the social studies, so gases names and percentage, it is common for both. But formula, we can explain the formula in science periods. So likewise, we have to depend on one another. All the subjects should be depending on one another, and we have to bring up the child up to, we have to improve their understanding levels. Thank you, madam. Now take over, please.
Next slide, sir. So this is the economic part now. So economics is the social sciences that analyzes the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and also services. Next slide, sir, please. So next slide, sir. So especially banking, mobile banking, net banking, ATM, how to withdraw the money through the ATM. So in 8th class student, he asked me, so I prepared this image and I showed that image in the classroom also. Next slide, sir, how to withdraw the money through the ATM. So I had given like step by step. First step, insert the card with the magnetic stripes down. Next, second one, select the languages you are using the ATM, either in Telugu or in English. Third one, select the withdrawal button. So first withdrawal button and one more button we have to find out, that is balance inquiry. So for withdrawal the money, we must select the withdrawal button. For balance inquiry, we must click the balance inquiry button. Next, step 4, select the account you are withdrawing the money. So from saving account, credit account. So select the account type of the account also. Next, step 5. So enter the PIN number, personal index number. So next one, select the amount. I mean, type the amount also. After that, take out the money. We observe the transaction is proceeding. Then you take out the money through the ATM. So in this way, by showing this type of images, in the projector room, I explained in the projector room. But so the students understand how to withdraw the money through the ATM. Mostly our students came from the rural areas. We must give the knowledge, technical knowledge also in our economic sector. Next one, sir. Yes. So how, behind the economics, we must have the mathematical knowledge to explain the bar diagrams, curve diagrams, pie charts, easy way in the classroom about the economic sectors. Whatever data is there, we have to use the mathematical calculations. So now I request mathematical teacher Venkateshwarlu sir to please continue this session.
Thank you, madam. Sir, previous chat only, please don't go further. Okay. First of all, good evening, everyone. So my name is Venkatesh Korada, TGT in mathematics. So our presentation is social studies. How to teach social studies interestingly and the strategies to be followed to teach the social studies. So one of the concept or one of the topic, one of the part is called economics. So many of us know that economics. So my first question is, do we really require the mathematical knowledge to understand the concepts of economics? Teachers, please. I welcome your responses. Do we really require? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, definitely. We need to understand the mathematical knowledge to understand the economics concept. But just I want to tell you one thing, knowingly or unknowingly, we are using this mathematical knowledge to understand this economics concept. Just before going to the economics in depth, I'll just tell you, if you take a homemaker, housewife, she'll do all the their expenditure, savings, and the budget and everything she'll do. Though she is not studied also, she will do. Indirectly, the mathematical knowledge is involved there. So my idea is definitely require the mathematical knowledge to understand the economics concept. Like if you take in a country, like to understand the GDP, like recently GST, and maybe the Lorentz curve to understand the demand and supply. So these are the concepts, definitely social studies concepts. But I want to tell you that definitely mathematical knowledge to understand those concepts more clearly. So that reason, I want to tell you many topics are there, and most probably in the social studies they'll use we have statistics in the mathematics. That is nothing but in economics in the social studies. And I like to tell you there are many graphs are there, curves. Like if you take the Lorentz curve as the curve, and we have like bar graphs, histograms, and all these. Out of all these, I just tell you one thing, that is pie chart. Sir, please can you go to the next slide? So pie chart. So definitely everyone knows the pie chart, because as I'm keeping mine as a 7th class student, I want to tell you what is pie chart exactly. So pie chart is a circular chart which consists of slices. That slices mathematically we will call it as sectors. That means when you want to draw the pie chart, what are really required? And what is exactly pie chart? This pie chart represents the part of whole. To represent the part of whole, definitely the best thing is pie chart. So I am telling you in this how to draw the pie chart as a math teacher. Definitely they'll learn. And when it comes to social studies, when social teacher explains them, definitely they'll understand. So what I'm telling is here the subjects are correlated. That means they should have the knowledge of the maths and then to understand the social studies. The same way social studies to understand the maths, anything. So that reason I want to tell you this, how to draw this pie chart by just taking one small example. Can you go to the next slide, sir? The pie chart is an important type of data representation. It consists of sectors, and we all know the total angle in the circle that we'll call it as complete angle. Can you please chart once what is the complete angle, how much it is? What is the total angle in the circle? Okay, 360 degrees. Thank you, madam. So it is 360 degrees. And the one more thing is we are dividing the circle into sectors. It comes to totally 360 degrees. But as it is in a social subject, we want to represent the data in terms of percentage. Now the main object of this pie chart is we are writing this pie chart in terms of degrees and in terms of percentages. For both of them, we have only one formula, that individual value by whole data into 100 will comes as a percentage. The same way, given data into total value of the data into 100% will give the percentage. So let us go with the one example. Yes, man. We'll come across in science also. So now how to draw the pie chart? There are some steps. We need to categorize the data and then calculate the total, divide them into categories, and then convert them into percentage, and finally calculate to degrees. Therefore, the pie chart will be observed by using the formula given data by total data into 360 degrees. Let us go with an example. Sir, please next slide. Now here I'm giving you one example. There is a favorite sports of the students who are interested to play. Like I'm just taking the 5 sports: football, hockey, cricket, basketball, and badminton. The number of students are 10, 4, 6, 10, 10. So by this easily you can calculate what is the total. It comes as total as 40. So now we'll see that how the degrees is calculated and how the percentage is calculated. In the next slide, we will see. That is step 2. So please. So now in the first step 1, we are writing that we are categorizing the data. Now we are identifying the total. That is 40. Step 3. Now you can see the above table. It gives the percentages. Simply 10 by 40 into 100. It comes as 25%. Like 4 by 40 into 100, it comes as 10%. So that is just showing that percentage. We can see the pie chart on that label. We can see this percentage of each sports. Now coming to the degrees, same formula, again given data by whole data into 360 degrees, like 10 by 40 into 360 degrees. Sir, please previous slide only. So it is 90 degrees, 36 degrees, and so on. Now we want to draw the pie chart. Sir, please move on to the next slide, sir. Now, in this slide, if you can see here, when you want to draw the pie chart, so first of all, I draw a circle with your own convenient radius, and draw one radius, and keep the protractor at the center, measure the angle, first angle is for example 90 degrees, identify the first point, and join that line. So now you are getting one segment, one sector. Now that radius, you take the base and identify the another degrees, and another degrees, like this you can observe. So finally we can complete the chart as shown in the picture. You can see in the my presentation, you can see here 25%. The colors are different colors, are there, red, like blue, yellow, and all the colors, where the percentage clearly shows that 25%, 25%, 25%, 10%, 50%. Right side you can see that the like players who are playing, that color, which part is represents of each game, like football, hockey, cricket, and basketball. So clearly we can see, like for example, if the child is even do not know how many players are there, anything, but if he sees the picture, you can understand clearly that yes, here that red color, the blue color, and this circular students are like all are interested in the same game. 25%, 25%, 25%, like football, or maybe like basketball, and then badminton. All these three are 3 players are interested. More number of students are opted for these 3 games. That means a layman can easily understand this graph. So that is the reason just pie chart will just tell you the part of whole. That means one particular category. For example, if I want to show that our BC welfare schools for one particular district, there are, for example, 10 schools are there. We want to discuss about their revenue and then expenditure. This pie chart, one single pie chart is sufficient, that one branch is like how much they are expecting their expenditure and everything. By single graph tells you that everything. Now let us see that some advantages of the next pie chart. Sir, please next slide. So this pie chart is very simple and easy to understand. A layman can easily understand. And then one single glance is sufficient to understand the whole data, what exactly it sends that whole sum. The emphasize 2 points, we have to manipulate the pieces of data in the pie chart to understand that what exactly editing the data and everything. Though it has some advantages, some please the previous slide, let it be the previous slide. It has some constraints, like when the data is more, like too many data, like 10 to 100 like columns are there. Definitely the pie chart is not so good to understand it because there is an ambiguity. And then like there are some like problems to go with this pie chart. A few constraints are there. In such cases, we will go with another chart like bar chart. It is good for them. So what I'm telling is my intention is a mathematical knowledge is required to understand the social studies. So that reason I am a math teacher. I was giving this topic to explain some topic. And everyone. So I just tell you one thing. Every child should have an account in LIC. What LIC here? Why I'm telling this point in this middle of this economic sunset. Otherwise, our teacher's responsibility to make the children to open an LIC account in this branch. It's not like Life Insurance Corporation account. It is LIC. L means listening, I means interest, and C means concentration. So once a child has the listening capability and interest to understand the concept, and then when they pay concentration, definitely they'll get the good knowledge of the subject. So finally, I would like to conclude my concept. Mathematical knowledge is also required to understand the social concept. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anand.
So next slide, sir. So next slide, sir. So it is the history part now. So a person without knowing the past, they can't prepare present and they can't prepare better improvement for their future. It's my feeling. So history is derived from the Greek word historia. It means inquiry, knowledge acquired by the investigation, and deals with the study about the past. So if you know about your past, now present how to plan, future how to plan, we must know. So in historical, by telling the stories of rulers, or by telling the stories of epics like Ramayana, Mahabharatam, Puranas, these also including our social. So everything, students will get the moral values and ethical values also. So especially by studying the history, students know the ethical value and as well as the moral values. They improve them. They improve themselves by telling these type of stories in our history. Next, sir. So as Indians, we must know little bit knowledge about the Indian heritage and culture. So whatever the Indian heritage and culture, for example, temples, constructions, either dances or music, or whatever the religions we are following, it totally mixed with the science also. For example, in 7th class now it is omitted folk religion. So in 7th class folk religion lo manam complete ga సైన్స్ కూడా మిక్స్ అయింది. సో ఎలా మిక్స్ అయింది అంటే రంగోలి అంటే ముగ్గు పెట్టడం దగ్గర నుంచి, కలాపి చల్లడం దగ్గర నుంచి, అలాగే ఊరి అంతా పసుపు నీళ్లు చల్లడం, పసుపు నీళ్ళల్లో వేపాకు తర్వాత సున్నం వేసి ఇట్ షుడ్ బి యూస్ఫుల్ ఫర్ killing the bacteria also. So next, in the same way, how can we get this historical knowledge? By listening the stories, to see these historical places, or for field work also. It is very useful to get the knowledge of history, but I think it is impossible in our residential schools to take out the children into field works or to historical tours. Next, sir. Next, sir. Next slide, sir. So only just 5 minutes, sir. I want to conclude my presentation. So this is the social sciences. So politics. So in the present situation, we must know the subject. We must know the awareness about the politics, political ideologies, political knowledge also. So mostly we can explain through these topics to the students, like national politics, international politics, modern political philosophies, Islamic political philosophies, village-based political system, especially it is for 6th class and 7th class, village-based political system. Next, political policies, political personalities, political strategies, political issues and problems, political trends and others. So national politics, international politics, modern politics and village-based politics, political policies, we can explain through our topics to the students, and they'll get some political knowledge, political ideology through our concepts. Next, sir. So, of course, nowadays the students have one feeling. So after completing my studies in social studies, I won't get any job. So I don't want to take out the social studies subject in the intermediate or degree level. So they have some inner feelings. So we must remove that feeling. We must inculcate their minds. The world is waiting for them. So those who studied the science, social studies also, they have number of opportunities in number of field. Explain to the students. It my humble request to all the social teachers. Explain the students, those who are interested in social studies, take them up, improve them, give them a complete knowledge about the social subject, and explain them. So many professions are waiting for them. The world is waiting for them, and the world is waiting for best rulers, best citizens, best public administrators. So like this, here I have given some field, business field, education field, journalism, law, public health, social work, government work, international organization, policing, fire and rescue. These all the fields are waiting for the particular students. Now we are preparing that students for future. So today children are the tomorrow's citizens. Today children, if they get the social knowledge, tomorrow they will be used for their society, and we must improve their patriotism, love and affection towards the country. Then they will become a good citizen. Definitely they will serve for the country. Next one, sir. It's my gratitude. Now, we the team of Sri Salem and school express our sincere gratitude for our Honorable Sri K. A. Krishnamohan Garu for providing this platform to share our knowledge with each other. Next, I'd like to pay our honorable for encouragement to dynamic Sri Rajendra Garu, AB, CWO, Zone 4, MJPAP, BCWREI Society, and our honorable respect for support and guidance to affectionate person, B. Jawahar Sar Garu. B. Jawahar Sar Garu, principal of this school, Sri Salem School, and I thankful to all the participants, those who cooperated with me by typing these answers in the chat box, and their patience remaining, those who listened my presentation with the patience, with the simply, and thanks to my team, those who are indirectly and directly helped to me. I want to say special thanks to my team also, and I want to say special thanks to our secretary sir for providing such a beautiful platform to share our knowledge with each other, and we learned so many things, new things, whatever we want to go implement in our futures. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Principal
Sir, one
garu
more
unnara,
thanks to Dheeraj sir also for providing.
Thank you.
You are helping a lot. Thank you, sir.
So let the principal Sri Salem introduce the team members one by one.
Yes.
First.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Jawahar, good evening.
Sir. It's like social sciences.
Is glowing with happiness. So, must be very impressed by your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
A very high quality presentation. That's what I want to say.
Yes, sir.
Packed with information. And some of the slides may even go above board.
Yes.
But it's a very good, beautiful presentation.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's the only subject which connects with the past, present, and we build it on our future with this. What we learn from the past kings, their merits, their demerits, and what we are supposed to do in the present, taking their examples, and how are we going to build our nation in schools in particular, and the children's lives in particular. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Something which is very dear to your heart, perhaps.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
One more thing is the point about this presentation is it's a very structured presentation. That is one more thing.
Yes, sir.
A lot of hard work must have gone into that. And second, it's also a precise presentation. There's nothing like no wasting of information, no wasting of energy.
Yes,
And another point about this presentation is its multidisciplinary approach,
yes,
which is very essential actually, because as teachers and students of social studies, we need this multidisciplinary approach.
yes,
The world is going ahead, and somebody who is sitting in a particular channel and doesn't want to waver this way or that way, he is going to become a fossil. ఎవరైతే ఉన్న దగ్గరే కూర్చొని నేను అక్కడే ఉంటాను అనుకునే వాళ్ళు దే విల్ బికమ్ ఫాసిల్స్, శిలాజాలుగా మిగిలిపోతారు. That is how the world is going ahead, and you will become a fossil.
yes,
But instead of that, if you carry this multidisciplinary approach, interdisciplinary approach, that is what you're suggesting here in your presentation.
yes,
Multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary is a very good concept, connecting the social studies subject with all the other subjects.
yes, sir.
That's what your team has. How many days it took for you to make this presentation?
Almost like 10 to 12 days. Yes, sir.
12 days.
They practiced and they
Takes a lot of
submitted
time,
their
you know.
synopsis, and I told them involve all other departments in this. So they changed it, and again they practiced.
Yeah, you please present your team members one by one.
Yeah. This is Srimati Nageshwar madam. Who is the-
Drag a chair, drag a chair. Yes, sit down and please. Please sit down.
And
All of you
next
can
is
sit and your principal.
Shri ATP madam, Srimati Bharati madam,
Namaste, sir.
and we have Giridhar sir.
Good evening, sir.
Giridhar sir, biology teacher, and Rajashekar sir.
Good evening, sir.
English teacher.
Yeah.
And Mr. Venkatesh sir, mathematics.
Good evening, sir.
Mrs. Natsamma madam, mathematics.
Good evening, sir.
And Mrs. Saujanya madam, English department.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
And Mrs. Adilakshmi ma'am, biology.
Good evening, sir.
And finally, we have Prashanti madam, English department. And Vaishnavi madam, Indian charts, art teacher. Thank you, sir.
So professionalism matters, you know, whenever you make something, professionalism, that is
Yes,
what
sir.
matters. So your presentation is purely professional, it's highly professional. That is what I want to say. Other teachers, social studies teachers, you can take just a moment, please. పెట్టాను సార్ చాలా మీటింగ్ లో కూడా ఈ పాయింట్ పెట్టాను సార్. అన్ని ఇట్లా చాలా వస్తున్నాయి సార్, ఒకసారి ఒక రెండు మీరు తమరు ఇచ్చారు సార్. ఎస్సీఐ ఒకటి సార్, మొత్తం 75-80 మంది పెట్టారు సార్. అప్రోచ్ చేస్తారు సార్. ఏదైనా ఒక కండిషన్ మీరు ఒక లెటర్ అన్న ఇవ్వండి సార్. ఏం లేదు సార్, నా సబ్మిషన్ ఇది అందరూ అదే పెట్టాను సార్. కన్సాలిడేట్ తీసుకుంటాం దాన్ని పెట్టాను. 78 రిప్రజెంటేషన్ వచ్చేది. మీకు రాలేదు సార్, ముందు సార్ ద్వారా అంటే మనం డెఫినేషన్ చేస్తే ఇది మళ్ళా అప్పుడు కొడుతూ ఉంటారు. స్కూల్ నుంచి ఒక స్కూల్ కాబట్టి అంటే ఇట్లా అందరూ మీ దగ్గరకు వచ్చేసారు, మీకు కూడా ప్రెషర్ అయిపోయింది.
ఎంతమంది వెళ్ళారా డెప్యుటేషన్ కి?
Anybody wants to say anything? You can. Dheeraj.
Sir.
ఎవరైనా మాట్లాడతారేమో వాళ్ళకి ఇవ్వండి, మాట్లాడారు.
ఓకే సార్. ఎవరైనా వాళ్ళ క్లాస్ గురించి ఏమైనా మాట్లాడతారండి? హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేయండి ఎవరైనా మాట్లాడుకుంటారు. పురుషుడి సార్ అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోరా?
సార్ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సార్. జవహర్ గారు సార్, కంగ్రాచులేషన్ సార్, యువర్ టీమ్ గివ్ వెరీ గుడ్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్ సార్. సోషల్ స్టడీస్ ని క్లాస్ రూమ్ లో ఎంత అద్భుతంగా చెప్పాలి అనేటువంటి దాన్ని చాలా చక్కగా దాని తర్వాత వివరించడం జరిగింది టీమ్ కి. దాని తర్వాత చాలా చాలా బాగుంది సార్. వన్స్ అగైన్ కంగ్రాచులేషన్ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్స్. ఇంకెవరన్నా ఉన్నారండి మాట్లాడడానికి? ఇంకెవరన్నా మాట్లాడతారండి? ఏబిసిడబ్ల్యూ జోన్ 4 సార్ అని మాట్లాడతారు సార్?
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్. గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సార్. పేపర్ ప్రజెంటేషన్ అంతా చూసాం సార్, చాలా చక్కగా చేస్తున్నారు. ముఖ్యంగా సోషల్ టీచర్ అంటే కేవలము వాళ్ళ సబ్జెక్ట్ రిస్ట్రిక్ట్ కాకుండా నా దృష్టిలో కూడా ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇచ్చే వ్యక్తి ఎవరన్నా ఉన్నారంటే సోషల్ టీచరే సార్. ఎందుకంటే మా చిన్న ఉన్నప్పుడు కూడా సోషల్ టీచర్, నేను మ్యాథ్స్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ అయినా కూడా సోషల్ సబ్జెక్ట్ చాలా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ సబ్జెక్ట్. ఎందుకంటే అన్ని కాన్సెప్ట్స్ టచ్ చేయగల సబ్జెక్ట్ ఏదన్నా ఉందంటే అది ఒక సోషల్ సబ్జెక్టే. ఇప్పుడు మీరు తీసుకొచ్చినారు అన్ని సైన్స్ తీసుకొచ్చినారు, మ్యాథ్స్ తీసుకొచ్చినారు, అంటే సోషల్ కి అన్ని రిలేటెడ్. అన్ని ల్యాబుల్లో పరీక్షలు జరిగితే సోషల్ అనేది సొసైటీ అనే ల్యాబ్ లో ఇంప్రూవ్ అవుతుంది సబ్జెక్ట్. సొసైటీనే దీనికి ల్యాబ్. సైన్స్ ల్యాబ్ కి జువాలజీ ల్యాబ్ ఉంటుంది, కెమిస్ట్రీ ల్యాబ్ ఉంటుంది, కానీ సోషల్ కి మాత్రం సొసైటీనే ఒక ల్యాబ్ ఇది. కాబట్టి అన్ని కాంటెంట్స్ టచ్ చేస్తూ చెప్పినటువంటి శ్రీశైలం టీమ్ కి మరియు వాళ్ళ ప్రిన్సిపాల్ గారికి కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
సార్ ఇంకా ఎవరు లేరు సార్?
ఎవరు లేరా?
ఎవరు లేరు.
సో మంచిదండి జవహర్ గారు, బాగుంది, మంచి ప్రెజెంటేషన్. కంగ్రాచులేట్ యు అండ్ యువర్ టీమ్ మెంబర్స్.
Thank you.
Convey my congratulations and well done, good job. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Very good. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
Neeraj, close it.
Okay.